The story so far. Cyrus left the academy behind, in search of the lost tome, from the far reaches of hell. Its disappearance was a riddle wrapped in a mystery, a riddle that piqued his scholarly curiosity. Even suffering the indignity of losing his post was a small price to pay for the opportunity of solving this fascinating puzzle. And so, Cyrus come. And so did Cyrus come. Oh man, Cyrus came! Let's go. I'm not reading anymore. I'm done. Oh fuck, I'm supposed to read, ain't I? Ah, jeez. Hold on, let me put on my glasses. Ahem. So this is Corey Crest. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to give him an inflection. Let me drink this. It's hard to believe it's been 10 whole years since Odette left the academy. And her house was, that's right. She left directions in her letter. I should take another look. You have all the makings of a great scholar, Cyrus. But allow me to offer you a word of warning. For all your intellect, you have always been clumsy in matters of the heart. I know that your research is more important to you than anything. But you would do well to give some thought to how you treat the fair sex. You are more handsome than you give yourself credit for. If you're not careful, you might find your words and actions misconstrued by those around you. I should have known better than to read that again. The first time I read it, I nearly fell over laughing. Now it seems almost prophetic. To think I'd be banished from the academy because of a trumped-up scandal like that. I can just see Odette laughing at me the moment I mention it.
Now then.
But there's no point worrying. I have to face her sooner or later, after all. I try to keep myself presentable, this is true. But is my face truly so easy on the eyes? Oh, woe is me, doomed to never realize the full depth of my good looks and charisma. Oh. Yep, people already leaking.
If you'll forgive me.
Professor, may I ask what that letter was about? It seemed most engrossing. Oh, that? It was a message warning me about women. What? Oh, I don't mean in a bad way. What it actually said was that I should be careful how I act toward women, lest I give cause for misunderstandings. Well, intelligence such as yours can be very attractive. Please, my dear. A word such as attractive must be kept in reserve for those of great beauty, such as yourself. I think that's what the letter was talking about. You think so? But I was merely speaking my mind. Am I not allowed to tell a beautiful woman that she is just that? Well, sometimes you can, but maybe, in your case, no. Huh! I'm finding this most difficult to understand. I cannot understand the coochie. It is most vexing. Let's see. I probably need to go up on the 3rd floor here.
Anyhow, here we are.
Yes, yes, I'll be right there.
It's been some time, Odette.
You're still here. I guess I'm not suffering from fatigue-induced hallucinations after all.
It's me, Odette, in the flesh. Good to see you as hale and hearty as ever.
And you're as insufferable as ever, no doubt. What are you waiting for? Come in already.
Don't mind if I do. How did I know that would be your reaction?
We were practically joined at the hip back in the day. Just watching you go about was fun in and of itself. I always had a hunch you'd end up in trouble with the ladies, but to think it would happen with the princess of all people. Somehow, you've managed to exceed even my wildest expectations.
By expelling me, they hope to protect Her Highness's good name. Needless to say, there's no truth in any of this.
Oh, of course. I'm sure it's all as you say. Her Highness and this Therese are just your pupils. They have no romantic interest in you in the slightest. You're something else, Cyrus. But it's a relief to find your powers of observation are as keen as ever.
Uh-huh.
Well, did you come all this way just to entertain me? If so, congratulations on a job well done.
Save your congratulations for another time. I've come in search of a certain tome. Are you perchance familiar with From the Far Reaches of Hell?
A cheery title if I've ever heard one. I can tell you that it's a compendium of ancient rites and rituals. Not that I've read it myself, of course.
I know that much. I was hoping you could tell me more.
Not much more. It touches upon necromancy, I believe.
Necromancy?
Necromancy. That said, as to what extent, I know little.
Is that so?
I like how they just said, we're like, hold on, we ran out of money. We need to go, we need to roll this back. We need to roll this back. Can you read the rest? And I'm like, for you, babe, sure. Is that so? I was sure that if anyone could enlighten me, it would be you.
Give me a break.
Is that supposed to be flattery? Alright, just give me some time. As soon as I tackle the little pickle I'm dealing with at the moment, I'll do some investigating.
Oh.
A pickle, you say? Consider my interest pickled. I always took you for the type who chewed up and spit out your problems before pickles they could become. Again, I find your flattery lacking. Anyhow, since you're here, perhaps I can put you to use. As it happens, a number of people have gone missing of late. Under suspicious circumstances, I presume.
Naturally.
Just so. Many, quite literally, seem to have been spirited away. One soul went to the neighborhood provisioner to buy some foodstuffs and never returned. Another turned a street corner only to vanish entirely, leaving his friend who was strolling with him in disbelief. All told, 10 men and women have gone missing in such a fashion in the past half year.
Most intriguing.
How curious indeed. Don't look so disappointed, you nutjob. So how about it? Do you have any ideas? It would be imprudent to jump to conclusions without conducting an investigation.
Great.
Thanks, knew I could count on you. I'll look into that tome while you're away.
As you wish.
A fair trade, I'd say. Though I dare say that having the opportunity to solve this peculiar puzzle is a reward in itself.
I see.
It figures. Well, happy investigating. First, I should ask Odette where, precisely, the kidnappings have occurred.
Curious, aren't you?
So, Professor, think you can solve the puzzle? Oh, definitely! I am very much looking forward to the challenge. Your enthusiasm certainly is charming, but don't you find the scholarly life to be exhausting sometimes? You must forgive me, but I don't see how it possibly could be. Well, you lot can never let a mystery just be. You need to figure everything out. You realize there's no end to it, that you'll never find all the answers. Life is too short to spend it with furrowed brow and a nose forever stuck in a tome. Ah, clearly, you are not a fan of natural philosophy. Still, I enjoy your refreshing frankness. There's a certain beauty to your honesty. Steady, Professor. Are you trying to sweet-talk me? What do you mean? I honestly can't tell if he's genuinely guileless or just play acting. Why does everyone think I want the coochie? I don't understand. Let's start switching up party members, because you know what happened last episode. Or maybe it was the episode before that in which I fucked up the thingy with the party members and I got really mad. Because the game's stupid. I mean, I could just not do it, but hey. It's only a minor inconvenience to get all of the dialogue in here. According to my list, since we got Primrose and we got Ophelia already, we are going to need Teresa, and Therian will also be involved, and then we would need Hunnet. There we go. Alright, onwards with the investigation. So, I had made a note about how, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, the fact that Alphen and Cyrus have a very similar path action. Both of them give you information. As it turns out, there is a difference. Alphen requires specific levels for you to do it to people, so you need to be level 15 to do this skill on this person. Whereas, for Cyrus, it seems to be the higher your level, the higher percentage chance you have to succeed. So it's kind of like skill checks in, at the very least, the Bethesda Fallout games that were not bad. So let's do this. Come to think of it, the 3 people who went missing were all last seen near the end. Most intriguing. So let's continue grilling some people on the outside. A system of underground canals runs all throughout this town. I don't think anyone has ventured down there in quite some time, though. You could possibly put a dungeon in the sewers. Seeing it happen both in the dead of night and broad daylight. Someone's walking by the inn, they turned the corner up ahead, and when I followed, they were gone. Vanished into thin air. So they've happened all times of the day, and there are sewers.
Now then.
And with that, I do believe I have all the knowledge I need to crack the case. Where did the disappearances occur? Near the inn. Every victim was in the general vicinity of the inn when they disappeared. We can say with absolute certainty that they did not vanish into thin air, or some such nonsense. It was at all hours. As such, it stands to reason that they were kidnapped. And that kidnapper made use of a hidden path or passage to evade the public eye. That would be the sewers. The entrance to the sewers would seem to make for an ideal escape route. Yes, doubtless the culprit stole underground to spirit his victims away.
Thusly,
I do believe I should have a look down there for myself. Alright. Professor. Hello, Professor. Ah, hello, Tressa. What the fuck was that? Oh, I was trying to offer you some sweets, but you weren't answering me. Oh, I do apologize. Once I get to thinking about a thing, I oft become lost to the world. There was a time where I was so engrossed in a book, I failed to notice that my neighbor's house was on fire. That must be very handy. But, it's probably best to be a little more attentive. Quite true, Tressa, quite true. I shall endeavor to be more vigilant. She praises my focus, but it's nothing compared to hers when she's in the midst of a business negotiation. Alright, so now that we got Tressa all done, trying to look at who else we would have here. We have 4 more of these left, so we should get to the next one. So let's check the sewers.
aha!
Ah, here we are. From the looks of it, these aqueducts predate the founding of the village itself. There's a good chance that many of the villagers are unaware of their existence. This calls for a thorough investigation. But I must be wary. For all I know, the culprit could be lurking in the shadows as I speak. I will proceed with caution. After all, it simply wouldn't do if I became our villain's latest victim.
Interesting.
It looks like someone's been coming in and out of these sewers. As we suspected. Muddy footprints on the floor and handprints on the wall. Reason, too, the mud is still wet. I see. That is very useful information. I must say, you have a keen eye to spot such subtle signs. It's just experience. Experience I never thought would be useful to you. Your experience is the result of careful study, and gives you valuable skills, you see. Oh, but we don't have time for a discussion now, however interesting. Perhaps I'll share my insights later. Don't worry about it, I don't give a shit. Too honest? A little, yes. Where's the nearest tavern? I like that it's just like, that's mean. Oh, man. What do we got in this chest? We got ourselves a little bit of fire. This place is pretty expansive. That was a big old pomegranate. Excellent news.
What to do?
Hello, can you make this game incredibly easy? Thank you for doing that at your nearest convenience.
My turn. Let's do this. Freeze.
To be honest, I'm kind of surprised they lived, but you know, that just happens. They don't care about arrows. They don't give a shit.
Now, what next? A tempest of ice shall rage.
What to do?
They're so strong.
Let me help.
How about fire? That does it.
Where's the nearest tavern?
I didn't expect him to do it immediately. I clapped when he went to the tavern. Man, you guys know how much I love some befuddling dust. Seems we found something. Oh! Ruh-roh.
Most intriguing.
How do you say? To think there were such elaborate structures under the surface.
What have we here?
My, is this a corpse? He's dead.
What in the...
But what in the heavens is this? It's as if the blood was drained from his body, and what is this atop these strange patterns? Clearly, some baleful sorcery has been practiced here.
It couldn't be.
These gemstones, why, if my hypothesis is correct,
It couldn't be.
they must be composed of crystallized human blood. And yet, it is as if myriad hues of red are mixed together. Could it be that each gem contains the blood of multiple victims? Well, guys, this is really fucked up. Like this entire thing. So what you're saying to me is that these stones are made of humans?
Full Metal Alchemist.
Preposterous.
Good gods! What horrors have they wrought here? How many innocents have been victimized by the blood-sucking sorcerer? At least now we know the motive behind the kidnappings. The villain we are dealing with is no common criminal. No, I am loath to even call him a human being.
Why, I'll be...
Sucking the life from the men and women of this poor town only to cast them away? This is a veritable demon who walks among us. One thing is clear. This monster must be stopped before he can commit any more vile deeds. As an academic, I must confess that the history of the dark arts intrigues me. But to put them into practice? This is truly beyond the pale. What's this? The young lady in the cell, she still lives. I must free her, lest she suffer the same fate as the others.